Welcome to episode 3 of the Soulful Menopause podcast. Today we're exploring the incredible benefits of meditation for menopause. So stay tuned to find out just how much it could help you. Welcome to the Soulful Menopause podcast. Discover how to transform the chaos of menopause into vibrant health and a soulful life you'll love. I'm Sally Love, natural nutritionist and soul wisdom coach. I want you to experience a soulful menopause that'll guide you into the best years of your life. Well, hello, you beautiful wise woman. How are you doing today? Today we're going to be talking about the incredible benefits of meditation for menopause. Now, meditation can make a massive difference to your health and well-being as you transition through menopause. There have been so many people experiencing significant improvements in their health and well-being due to meditation. And so much so that actually there are loads of clinical trials being carried out at the moment. These trials are using sort of different forms of meditation for different ailments, such as improving heart health, improving the health of diabetics, for pre and post-surgery, for depression, for anxiety, and so many conditions, in fact. And what we're going to do today is just look at that in a little bit more detail. So basically, it seems that meditation has a great deal to offer. So let's take a closer look at this right now and see how it actually impacts us as we transition through the stages of menopause. Now, meditation calms your body, mind, and emotions. Yes. It has a very positive, direct impact on your nervous system. Now, when you're going through menopause, your body's nervous system is naturally under a lot more stress. And your adrenal glands that sit on top of your kidneys have to deal with that stress. But they also have to deal with other things such as controlling your blood glucose levels, controlling your blood pressure, regulating your metabolism, and so on. But they also have to start producing more estrogen when your ovaries stop making it. So as you move into menopause, your adrenals are not only dealing with your stress, which really, quite frankly, is a big enough job by itself, but it's also being given an extra load of work to do to produce a bit more estrogen. So your adrenals are really susceptible at this time. If you don't have a strong adrenal function when you enter perimenopause, you're more likely to experience difficult symptoms. Now, I'm going to talk more about stress and your adrenals in another episode, but this is why when you're going through perimenopause, you may find you can't deal with stress as well as you did before. And linked in with that is also feeling really tired. Now, anxiety and stress is very common with menopause. But if it's ignored, if you are not dealing with your stress and anxiety, you're not finding ways to manage it healthfully, in a healthy way, then you may well find that your symptoms of menopause will be worse. So your hot flushes can be worse. Your night sweats can be worse. You can find that you have terrible sleep patterns and then maybe depression as well. Now, stress depletes your immune system. So if you're not dealing with your stress, it can also lead to all sorts of illnesses. You can find yourself coming down with frequent colds and catching every bug around, on that level. But also, it could also lead to more serious health conditions such as heart disease. Women in menopause are more prone to heart disease. Now, one reason this could be is that estrogen actually has very positive benefits on the heart. And so when your estrogen levels fall during menopause, your risk of heart disease can be increased. Also, as I've just mentioned, your body may not be as resilient to stress once you enter menopause. So this can be another contributing factor to heart disease. However, stress and low estrogen aren't the only possible causes of increased risk of heart disease for menopausal women. So there's another episode for us to discuss all about heart disease. So look out for that coming shortly. Now, there is some good news. I have some good news here for you. It seems that meditation can really help you to improve your heart health and possibly even prevent heart disease from occurring in the first place. So I've been taking a look at some medical trials related to meditation, and I found some really wonderful results that I want to share with you today. Now, I'm going to begin with a study where they actually used menopausal women in this study. So this is fantastic. And this study concluded, and I quote, they found significant differences in the group that received mindfulness training. So that was mindfulness meditation they were using in this trial, compared with the control group, namely improvements in sleep quality, a reduction in the severity of insomnia, a better quality of life, improved attention levels, and a reduction in menopausal and vasomotor symptoms. So those vasomotor symptoms are things like your hot flushes and night sweats. Another study concluded that meditation can lower your heart rate, lower your blood pressure, lower your breathing rate, and lower stress. They concluded in that study that that alone is one good reason to begin a meditation practice. Oh, yes, it is. But listen to this. I've even got more for you here. Here's another study, which I found really interesting, and maybe you will if you've never done meditation before, because this is what you want to hear. They took some people that had never done meditation before, and then they decided that they were going to do this trial just on doing meditation for 13 minutes a day. Just 13 minutes a day. Okay, so here are these amazing results from this study. The meditation group decreased their negative mood state. They enhanced their attention spans, they enhanced their working memory, and they enhanced their recognition memory, and they decreased their anxiety. And I quote from this study, it says, "This study not only suggests a lower limit for the duration of brief daily meditation needed to see significant benefits in non-experienced meditators, but suggests that even relatively short daily meditation practice can have similar behavioral effects as longer duration and higher intensity meditation practices." So it just goes to show from that you don't have to be meditating for an hour every day. And so to finish, I found something by the American Heart Association, and I'm going to quote this to you as well, which says, "Recent studies have offered promising results about the impact of meditation in reducing blood pressure. There is also evidence that it can help people manage insomnia, depression, and anxiety. Some research suggests that meditation physically changes the brain and could help increase ability to process information, slow the cognitive effects of aging, reduce inflammation, support the immune system, reduce symptoms of menopause," really important for us girls for this podcast, "control the brain's response to pain, and improve your sleep." And of course, sleep issues is a very common symptom of menopause. Now, they also go on to say, while meditation can help you manage stress, sleep well, and feel better, it shouldn't replace lifestyle changes like eating healthier, managing your weight, and getting regular physical activity. It's also not a substitute for medication or medical treatment your doctor may have prescribed. So yes, I totally agree with that. It's a very important thing to note here that meditation can help tremendously, but not if you're going to sit on your couch day after day, eating processed food and drinking alcohol. Okay? We all know that, right? So meditation is good for you. And in fact, as we have seen from these studies, it can have some really significant benefits and most definitely help you to manage your menopausal symptoms. So the next question you're probably asking is, well, yes, Sally, but what type of meditation? How do I go about this? So here we go. Let's first of all take a look at the different types of meditation. So there's mindfulness meditation, and mindfulness meditation is about really focusing on the present and appreciating the present moment. You get to a state where you just sort of close your eyes, relax, and you're just aware of your environment. You're aware of what's happening right now, but you're allowing that to flow through you. So you're not grasping onto anything, you're not judging anything, you're not letting your thoughts get carried away by certain things. You're really focused in the present moment, literally second after second. And then with the other meditation techniques, you'll find that most of them have similar practices to one another. So for example, there's a meditation where you focus on your breath alone, and you'll find that coming up in lots of different meditation practices. But this is something you can simply do right here, right now. You can sit, as long as you're not driving your car or operating any machinery or using a knife or something. You can close your eyes and just take a deep breath and just start to focus on your breath. And is your breath short or deep? Where are you feeling your breath in your body? And you can also count your breath. So every time you breathe out, you count. So you can breathe in, and as you breathe out, it's 1. You breathe in, and as you breathe out, it's 2. So that's a very simple technique that you can do. And then that sort of morphs a little bit into body awareness, where you're really just scanning your body from the top of your head down to your feet, or your feet up. And you're scanning your body and just noticing how it's feeling. Are there any areas of tension? And if there are any areas of tension, you can breathe into those areas and focus on just releasing that part of your body, relaxing that part of your body, and then move on to another area in your body. You can also use a candle. You could light a beautiful candle and just stare at the flame and just really be focused on the flame and really look at that flame. Notice the colors, notice how it's moving, notice the glow. You can also do that with anything, actually, any object. You may have some beautiful crystals that you would like to look at. And when you're doing a meditation practice like that, you'll probably notice so much about these crystals that you've had for years with you that you've never noticed before, little details about it. Maybe you'll pick up on its energy a little bit more. There's also mantra meditations where you have a certain saying that you repeat to yourself over and over again. You can just use a simple word like peace. If you're feeling really stressed out and you need to calm down, maybe just thinking to yourself, peace, and just say that word as you breathe out. Or, I now relax. or I am relaxed. Choose anything like that comes to mind for you. Then there's something called loving kindness meditation. This is rather wonderful. This is where you're practicing unconditional love and kindness to everyone and everything. In fact, the whole world. And you can focus on particular people for this as well. So this is wonderful if there's somebody in your life who's not well, and you can be sending them some beautiful healing energy. It's also great to use if you've got an issue with somebody. You can just focus on them and really feel the love and really connect with unconditional love and kindness to the person. And then when you really start to feel it growing within you, that's an amazing experience. So try that when you're next in conflict with someone, when you're next sort of getting a bit anxious about someone. Take yourself off, sit down, and just focus on sending them love and see how that changes for you. Then there's Zen meditation, and this is from the Zen Buddhist tradition. You may have heard of them sitting in Zazen, for example. Now, this is a little bit more challenging type of meditation, particularly if you're not used to meditation, because you sit in certain postures. The posture is very important within Zen meditation. So usually they're talking about sitting cross-legged, or bit like twisted up like a pretzel on the floor, in lotus position. But they do say you can sit on a chair, but it's really important that your back is completely straight. And in this meditation, this form of meditation, you actually have your eyes half closed. So what a lot of time is, you'll find people sitting in Zen meditation may do this in front of a wall so that nothing else is distracting them, with their sight, because their eyes are only half closed. And they actually begin observing the breath by counting each exhale, as we just went through. Now, transcendental meditation is another very popular form of meditation. There are loads of celebrities that do this. This is a really easy form of meditation. So there are celebrities like Oprah and Ellen DeGeneres and Paul McCartney and Sheryl Crow, and so many celebrities are doing this type of meditation, transcendental meditation, because it is so simple and easy. You can just do it sitting in a chair. I mean, it's really about just letting go and dropping down into a sense of peace and calm. And you don't need to watch your thoughts or clear your mind or anything like that. And to do transcendental meditation, you actually need to receive your own personal mantra from a teacher. And this is a mantra that is something totally unique to you. And in fact, you're supposed to keep that secret, just something for yourself. And then all you do is you think that mantra. So you're not saying it aloud or anything. You're just thinking it over and over again. And all it takes is like 15 to 20 minutes twice a day, sitting in a chair and being relaxed. So that's so easy and so beautiful. And of course, you can do that wherever you are. If you're sitting on a train or wherever, it's something very easy to bring into your day-to-day life. And then, of course, there are things like yoga and Tai Chi and other martial arts that also bring in this beautiful sense of meditation. And that's why I love doing my yoga every morning. Even sometimes if it just takes 10 minutes for me in the mornings, I find that this is really a beautiful meditative practice, because I'm focusing on my body and nothing else. And it's a beautiful, peaceful start to the day. I love it. And then, of course, to finish on is guided meditation, or these like fantasy guided meditations, which I love and I produce. So at the time of recording this podcast, my magical forest meditation is free for you to download from my website, soulfulmenopause.com. And I love guided meditations because you just get whisked off to this beautiful, magical place. And it actually is incredibly powerful, because what you imagine, your body doesn't actually know the difference between the imagination or being in that situation. It responds, your hormones kick in. So if you are suddenly thinking of stressful things, your body is going to respond with a stress response. Your hormones are going to kick up. It's going to release cortisol. So your body doesn't know that you're only thinking about a stressful situation. You're not in it. It's reacting just the same. And so if you're calming your body down and you're going off on a lovely meditation where you're, like, for example, my magical forest meditation, where you immerse yourself in this beautiful magical place and you go to bathe in a healing pool of water under the full moon, oh, your body's going to react to that as if that's actually really happening. And I love this type of meditation because you don't have to be clearing your mind, or sitting in any certain way, or, it's nothing difficult. It's so easy to do. And we do tend to live really stressful lives. And so if you get the opportunity to be whisked off to a magical forest, I mean, who isn't going to want to go there, right? So if you want to download my magical forest meditation for free, at the moment it's free at the time of recording this podcast, which is March 2019. You can get it from soulfulmenopause.com, but also on soulfulmenopause.com I do have other guided meditations there for you to download too. The main thing to do is just find what feels good for you. If it seems difficult to do, or that you've got to really put aside time to make it happen in your life, it's very likely that you're not going to start it or even continue with the process. So find something that's really easy and joyful for you, something that you really want to do. And if it all seems, even that seems overwhelming, then just start bringing it into your day-to-day life. Like when you next eat your meal, just start focusing on the texture of your food, the taste of your food. If you can, when you're eating, close your eyes and just pick up, how's your mouth responding? What's happening with your taste buds? What flavors are you getting? What's the texture there? And just really enjoy the process of eating. So it doesn't have to be hard. You don't have to sit uncomfortably in a cross-legged position, twisted up like a pretzel. You don't have to clear your mind. You don't have to chant. Just find what works for you. So in conclusion then, meditation can have tremendous benefits during menopause, such as easing anxiety, depression, sleep, stress issues, lowering your blood pressure, and it can be a valuable part of preventing heart disease and other serious illnesses. So find a meditation practice that works for you. Download mine. It's totally free at the moment. And please do let me know how this goes for you. I would love to know if maybe you haven't meditated before and this has inspired you to begin, or you keep sort of like falling off the wagon, so to speak, with this. You start it and then it just falls by the wayside. If you can just make this something really easy and bring it into your day, then that will really help. And remember that study that I shared with you, only 13 minutes a day of meditation made massive benefits to people's lives. So give it a go, get in touch, let me know how it goes for you. To find out more about how you can live a soulful menopause, please visit soulfulmenopause.com. I'm really looking forward to being with you again soon. Bye for now.